for your district manager bonus, okay? But the important thing is if you start, you know, you make more money with Arbonne the closer it is with you, right? Because the further it gets away from you, you make less money. So you want to keep that close to you, okay? So every month you should be shooting, doesn't matter if you're an RVP, doesn't matter if you're an MVP, for your district manager bonus. You want to lead, okay?
500 personal volume.
Yeah.
So 5,000 personal volume, sorry.
Yeah, so you want to hit that almost every month if you can, or shoot for that. Now this is the kicker. If you get 6 people, if you're teaching that through your team from day one, if you get 6 people underneath you going for your DM bonus, that ain't area quals. That's region quals, okay? In your organization. We're not even talking like direct, right?
Can you just say that again?
Yeah. 6 people hitting their $5,000 bonus.
So she's
So 5,000 QV.
Yeah, she thinks
QV.
that when you said
QV.
personal 5,000, that made it sound like she has to spend 5,000.
No, sorry,
Yeah,
so
that's
that
what
was
I
my
thought.
5,000
QV.
New and you, we call it.
QV. And that's
Okay.
no,
That's
but
right.
that's your central district. So
Got
so once you have your own district, what can happen is somebody underneath you is doing Wicked and you want them to do Wicked, has their own district. Okay?
They promote
That's
to
no
manager,
longer your
now they have a district.
You still make money off them, it's all good, but they're no longer your central district. So you always want to continue working your central district, and the reason why Arbonne does that is they want you to grow a wide business. They want you to make money and be a stable business, right? So the wider you are with Arbonne, with the people direct, the more stable your business is, right? So again, so you're moving 5,000 and you're encouraging everybody to do the same. And if you do that 6 times, 5,000 times 6, 30,000, you are in, well, 32,000, you're in region qualifications for your vehicle.
To put it in other words, it's called new and new volume. So new and new volume. So anything you do personally and anything you do new direct to you, that's that's not done by a district manager on your team.
6 district managers doing 5 district manager things doing 5,000 each.
Yeah.
Puts
Anyone.
you into what you're
Region qualified.
Yeah.
So
So
6
it's just-
direct.
Yeah, so, no,
6 anyone on your team, 6 people on your team shooting for their bonus.
5,000.
So if I have a district, or sorry, so say that again.
Anybody on your team shooting for 5,000,
Okay.
basically. So that's what you want to kind of teach right coming out the start.
That's your goal every month.
These things
Right
we
now.
want to start teaching when you sign somebody up. We're gonna literally, because this is going to be the best thing for their business. If they come into this thinking, yeah, okay, I'm going to shoot for 5,000 because that's not really that difficult. If you have your launch parties and 3 people, 4 people sign, that's it. You're already in if 3 or 4 people sign, you're already in area qualification. So you're making over 5. But if you do that, you're making, and the interesting thing with this company, you don't need to know it all now that you're not going into region, but you can go into region with a paycheck that's $1,300. You can go into region with a paycheck that's $4,500, right? And it all depends if you're working your personal business, right? Because remember, you always make the most money off of your home, right? Off of your central, right? And your first generation.
And honestly, it's gonna take some time. The compensation plan is not difficult, but it does take time to understand the lingo. We'll keep telling you it over and over and over again until it makes sense.
Yeah.
So if it's not sinking in yet, that's no problem. I'll keep saying it. Chantal will keep saying it, and it'll sink in time.
So just basically encouraging people to always try to shoot for 5,000 in your own district.
5,000
okay?
you and you.
Yeah, and it's an amazing strategy. Strategy number 2, okay, for going and again the purpose of this is to not focus on numbers as much, okay? We want to focus on activity and not numbers. Because if you bring somebody into this business, and I've done it to Amy, and you're like, oh, guess what, you only need 3,000 QV left. She's like, great, 3,000 QV. But if you say, no, instead of that, what you need is 3 builders left. Go find 3 builders with a proper business order. That's so much better for them to wrap their head around. So what we usually say now is a strategy for going area, which we're going to give everybody the strategy for going area as soon as they start with their business. Okay? The strategy for going area is having 4 direct people with a proper business order, which basically means they're already in DM qualifications. Okay? So get that within your first month, 2 months. Okay? Because it's still, your first 2 months is still 4,800. Okay? The strategy for going region is 6 direct builders with 8 to 10, and this is going to seem overwhelming perhaps to you, but it's not once you grow your big organization. 6 to 10 direct to you. Did I say 6? 8 to 10, 6 direct builders with 8 new consultants in your downline. Okay? So that doesn't mean you were finding 8 new, it's just
anyone underneath you overall.
Okay?
And once you get to those levels,
yes.
we said we have 60 people on my team, something.
Yes.
It's we see people signing up we didn't even know about, and all of a sudden, our numbers are popping up. So it's really 8 to 10 is just, that's low.
But really, what the real focus here is going for area. So when we sign people now, we're just let's go find. Obviously, you want to close district, but you want to really show people what's possible because people are blowing this out of the water. We can too. And we really, like I said about rallying, we really wanted this to be a group effort. So when you want to do this, even if your team is you and one person, say what you're going to do. Tell them, right? Because you're showing them too, okay, when I do it, I'm going to claim it, I'm going to do that. We've claimed that we're finishing region this month. That's it.
We're going to do it.
Done. Yeah. It's done. We're just going to do it, right? So you have to do that, and we want everyone to rally together and it's not just for us, right? It's for you. There's no point in me getting to region and you guys aren't doing well, right? We want to all move in the same momentum, right? Because we got to go first. But you guys, we want you guys to be building stable businesses as you're doing that. So we want everyone at area, obviously. That's just.
And at area, by the way, the average is $1,500 a month. That's a low average for sure. And that's a really nice paycheck to get every single month. And you could easily be doing that in your first or second month by just not even thinking about the next level, just going for that, right?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest mistake I did when I started this business is I was always looking a step ahead. But I'm not doing that anymore. Honestly, forget region. I'm thinking about nation. My plan is to finish nation by the end of this year. Why would I stop at region? I could be a nation. Why would I stop? Right?
Okay. So they talked a lot about leadership. And, sometimes, I feel like I don't know where to step back, right? And so this was really good for me to see. Okay, because it's important to be a leader, but it's important for you to develop leaders too from day one. So you don't want to stifle somebody by being too much on the case because you want them to learn the business and grow too. You don't want them to rely too much.
We talked about this when we went into area qual for the first time. Nital was finishing her nation. She was so busy. She didn't have any time, and she just said, "You know what, guys? The presentation. You're gonna start doing your own presentations this month." And we would never, honestly, if you're actually scared and you can't do it, we'll obviously be there. But the reality was, she knew we were ready, and she didn't want to baby us, and we were ready. And we had an amazing month that month. Amazing month. Actually, the best month we ever had was the month we started doing it on our own.
Yeah.
So that was a huge lesson.
That's true. Okay, so just some general leadership tips from the top leaders in our organization. Number one, just raising the bar. Wherever, if you're really super comfy, nothing really usually happens. You gotta stretch. Just raise that bar. Really raise it and be determined about it. And the question that we were asked to ask ourselves is if we would sponsor ourselves, right? So are we coachable? Are we still as a leader? Just because you're a leader doesn't mean you know all that. Really, what kind of person are you being? Would you want to sponsor yourself? Show up as an MVP, an EMVP for your team. Declare your goal with your deadline, like we just did, and know exactly where you're going. Desire without urgency doesn't inspire anyone, but desire with urgency means absolute gorgeous chaos. That's kind of how I feel today. Okay, so again, we covered that one. So the rallying, we're all rallying together. Your team
we're doing it. It's happening right now.
It's already happening. And so this is about your team. Don't dare make it about you. Because honestly, I think when you do make it about you, it doesn't work. It doesn't stinking work. It's just a selfish mentality. You can't even make it about yourself. You have to make it about your team. Stop building your team with emotions. So don't let your business rise and fall with the problems that are happening in your life. It's tough sometimes. But really, keep it consistent because you're a professional. Your setbacks don't define you. Your comebacks do. Brilliant. Lead or be led. So you choose. The best way to lead is from day one and build wide, as we talked about. If you're not wide enough, you'll end up working for them and you'll be really tired.
What's the thing that really resonates? Deb Neal said, your width is your paycheck, your depth is your security. Mm-hmm. Right? So you make the most money off direct to you, but building deep and working with your team going deep, that's what's going to create that multi-million-dollar residual income every single month when you're at the very top of the company.
And true leaders always figure things out. So if you're too busy, the leaders in your business will step it up. Okay? And that's where you're really going to show. You're really going to see who your leaders are. Qualifications grow your business. Sales maintain it. Okay? So I know some people are really strong at sales, at parties or whatever, but it's qualifications that are really going to getting people to do that, grow your organization and do that redirecting of spending every month and joining your team that's going to make you have a big paycheck. So